This week, the Biden administration announced a plan to release 15 million barrels of oil from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. Find out why and how that may affect gas prices going forward on this week's Video Market Update. So earlier in the spring, the White House announced that they plan to release 185 million barrels from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. With this week's announcement of 15 million, that will get us to that 85 million number that they had mentioned in the spring. The Strategic Petroleum Reserve was established after the 1973 oil embargo, in which we saw gas shortages and oil rationings. And so the idea of this Strategic Petroleum Reserve is let's essentially have a rainy day fund of oil in case of war, natural disasters, or other emergencies that may keep us from being able to quickly access oil. It's supposed to be for emergencies. So with the declaration of another 15 million barrels of oil to be released in the next few weeks, cynics would say, well, this is just a way to lower gas prices before an election and help the party in power. Now, that's not what we're going to talk about on this channel. I'm sure you can find that commentary in lots of places. But what it signals to the market is that we, the United States, do not have a long-term plan to deal with rising energy prices. Now, where the average gallon of gas in this country right now is about $3.50. Now, if you live in Missouri, you're probably closer to 3.25 or 3.5. If you live in California or most of the West, you're 4.5 to 5, or in California, north of 6. So releasing this from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve will, in the short term, potentially bring down gas prices. That, along with the shift from the summer oil to the winter oil where it's less costly to refine, we could see gas prices come down in the short term. But what does it mean long term? Well, the reason why they're releasing oil from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve is because the White House went to OPEC, who is essentially in charge of oil production in the Middle East, and asked them to increase production. And OPEC said, no, we're not going to increase, we're actually going to decrease. At that point, what was our United States, what was our lever? What did we have to play? We don't, because currently we no longer have a long-term solution to drill our own oil. And so if OPEC is going to cut production, even though demand is high, if you have high demand and low supply, what happens? The price shoots up. So what this signals to the greater market is OPEC's going to cut prices, and the U.S. doesn't have a plan other than just releasing from the rainy day fund. You can potentially see oil prices start to go back up. Some analysts believe that we may take another 100 million barrels from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve to try to offset that. And that, again, signals to the rest of the world and to the energy market that the U.S. currently is not serious about our long-term energy independence. If that's the case, then third parties in different countries can adjust the price of oil to what best suits them and maybe not what best suits us and the U.S. consumer. So it's something to watch for. It's something to look for as we look at gas prices, because every time there's an increase in gas prices, it's essentially just a tax on those who actually use it, which is probably all of us watching this video. So you may see something about that, you may not. What they've said is when oil gets down to $60 to $70 a barrel, they'll buy it all back to replenish that supply that they've taken out. The issue is how long is it going to take us to get there, and how much more oil will we take out before then? So if you have any questions on this or anything you're seeing in the news or about the market, let me know. But if not, as always, I hope you make it a great week.